श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। Sri Ganesh Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha. Darpaha, there is a word today. So there are two words in it. One is a verb. The verb is ha. Ha means to kill. So one who kills. What does he kill? He kills the darpam. What is darpam? There is a verbal noun. A gerund. What is a verbal noun? A noun which is derived from a verb. Like a driver. The driver means husband. It is derived from the infinitive to drive. Like that, darpa comes from the verb drip, darpati. Drip harsha mohanayoho. That is the meaning of darpa. Drip. Drip dhatu. Drip dhatu means harsha and mohanam. What is harsham? Harsha means ecstasy. When you drink a lot of honey, you get harsham. You know, in Ramayana, Tulasi and Valmiki, they go to Madhuvanam. What is Madhuvanam? The forest where you get a lot of honey. Honey hives are there, beehives. They squeeze it. The monkeys, they squeeze it and drink it. And when you drink a lot of honey, what do you get? You get ecstasy. You get harsham. So harsham is the outcome of happiness. How happiness? It could be anything. When your mind is extremely happy, you become harsha. That is not good, because it can lead to darpa. That kind of over happiness can lead to darpa. Another meaning of darpa is mohanayoho. Mohanam. Mohanam means delusion. When you are extremely sad, then also you can become very dripta, because you are totally deluded. Why are you deluded? Krodhat bhavati sammohaha. Because of anger. Because of stored up anger, you can be deluded. Why anger? Because of non-attainment of kama. Some desire was not received, so you become angry. That also can lead to darpa. These are the two meanings of darpa. Harsha, over enthusiasm or over ecstasy or happiness, as a result of a pleasant situation like drinking something or hearing a happy news, or the result of all your hard work. It could be anything, but over happiness, that is darpa. And delusion, that is also darpa. So people who are possessed with these two states, they are called dripta. So who is a dripta? A person who is either extremely happy or deluded. And what happens when you are over happy, over ecstatic? You always break the law. What happens? You go against the custom. You go against the norm. You become abnormal. You break the law. That's what he writes. Shankara writes, Dharma viruddhe pati tishthatam. Pati tishthatam means standing in the path. Being in the path. Pati. What kind of path? Dharma viruddham, which is against the norm. Dharmaya means normal. Normal balance is called dharma. Dhridharanayoho. That which holds you properly, normally, that is dharma. But when you sway away from that, it is abnormal. That is dharma viruddham. That is called dripta, darpa. A person who is dripta is always against dharma because of his moha and harsha. Tadrishanam darpam hanti. So he does not kill them, but he just kills their darpam. He just chips away one of the wings. One head is taken out. Brahma Kapala. Oh, I am a Vedic scholar. I created this world. I know all the Vedas. That is Darpam. So what did he do, Ishvara? Okay, chip it away. So that Darpam was gone by removing part of his ego. That is why he is called Darpaha. Dharma viruddhe pathi tishtatam darpam hanti iti Darpaha. The next one is Darpaha, that is killing of Darpam. The next one is Darpadaha. Daha means Dadati. Harsha Daha means one who gives happiness. Dhanadaha means one who gives wealth. Darpadaha means one who gives Darpam. So earlier verse he said one who kills Darpam. Now he is saying one who gives Darpam. Here, Darpam means Garvam. What is the meaning of Darpam? Garvam, pride. So you require certain self-confidence or pride. Then only you can function in the world. So when you do dharmic activities, you get some pride. You become proud. I am getting a sense of fulfillment by doing that act. Oh, I did the right thing. By chanting Gita for 1 hour, I feel fulfilled. So you get a Darpam, a happiness out of it. That also he gives. That is the meaning of Darpam here. In the earlier meaning it was Harsha and Garva. Here it is just pride. Harsha and Moha. Here it is Garva. Earlier it was Harsha and Moha. Here it is Garva. So here it is, there it was Adharme Pati Tishtadam. Here Dharme Pati Tishtadam. Dharma Vartmani. Vartma means path. Vartma Vartmani Vartmani. Vartma Vartmani Vartmani. Vartmani Vartmanoho Vartmasu. Saptami Ekocharam. Navamsakalinga. Vartman Shabda. So Vartmani means in the path of Dharme. Dharma Vartmani. Tadrishanam Darpam Dadati. He gives that pride. One who gives self-confidence. That is why he is called Darpadaha. The third one is Driptaha. Driptaha means one who is proud. Driptaha means one who is extremely proud. Why he is so proud? When will you become proud? When you don't require your other half or anybody. You don't need really anybody, then you become proud. Any proud person is proud because he thinks that he is self-sufficient, he is complete, he is Purna. I don't require anybody's interference, help, charity. I don't require the entire world. That kind of feeling is called pride. Feeling of self-sufficiency. And Krishna is Driptaha always. He is always proud. He will never lower down his curtain. Why is Krishna so proud? Because Swatma Amrita Rasa Aswadat Nityam. Always. Nityam means forever. Forever he is Aswada. He is enjoying. What is he enjoying? Rasam. Not sambar. Rasam means the essence. Essence of what? Swatma Rasam. His own Atma. What is his Atma? Satchidananda Rupaya Krishnaya. That Anandam. His own essence is Anandam. That he is enjoying. So as a result, he will say no to Rukmini, Radha. You can all go away. I am self-sufficient and happy and I am proud. So he will always look like a peacock. Never lowering his. That is why he is having the peacock feather, I think. To show that I am Dripta. I don't really require anybody's help. I am enjoying my own Satchidananda. Swatma Amrita Rasa Aswadad Nityam. Driptaha. Here, what is the meaning of Driptaha? But the reason for ecstasy for us is usually some external stimuli. That is why he says Swatma Amrita. He doesn't require an external stimuli. It comes from his own Atma. That is why he is Muditaha and Driptaha. Nityam, always. That is why he is Dripta. Arrogant. Proud. Extremely happy. Not arrogant, extremely happy. Pramuditaha. That is what Shankara says. So Darpaha, Darpadaha, Driptaha. And now Durdharaha. Dharaha means one who carries. Durdharaha means one who is very difficult to carry. Must have been a very heavy boy for Yashoda to lift. So, na shakya dharana yasya. It is one who is impossible to be carried. You cannot carry him. Why? Okay, so Shankara gives two meanings. Durdaraha. There are two words. Du means dukkham. Daraha means hold. So he says impossible to hold, number one. Why he is impossible to hold? Sarvopadi vinirmuktatvat. Because he does not have any upadhi. What is upadhi? A role. Upadhi means a role. If you are a father, the children can get you with emotion. If you are a husband, the wife can get you with fear. Any emotion. Because you play those role of husband, father, employer, servant, lord, that is the key for your control. Any role playing leads to being held by that role. Once you play that role holds you. But he does not have any role to play. Every role he plays is Leela. He is playing out of free will and volition. So he can withdraw any moment he wants. So Upadhi Vinirmuktatvat, because he does not have any Visheshanas, any Upadhis, where Pranidhanadishu. How do you hold a person? By Pranidhanam, Ishvara Pranidhanam. It is a sutra in the Yoga Sutra. What does the Yoga Sutra say? Ishvara Pranidhana Swadhyaya. By doing Swadhyaya, by doing Ishvara Pranidhana, you get a hold of your mind. What does yoga says? Yogaha chittavritti nirodha. Yoga is stopping thinking. How do you stop thinking? Ishvara Pranidhanat. By doing the dhyana of Ishvara. But that Pranidhanadishu, he is not available for that dharana. You cannot hold him. Why? Because he does not have any upadhi. You can hold a thing if it plays a role, if it has some qualities. That is the meaning of upadhi. Because he is free from that role playing, because he is free from gunas, from any vikara, it is hard to do pranidhanam. You cannot take him and place him. That is the meaning of durdharaha. One who is impossible to be held upon in meditation. Pranidhanadishu durdharana. You cannot hold him. Why? Sarva upadhi vinirmuktatvat. Because he is free from all attributes. What is the meaning of upadhi? Attribute, quality, role playing. He is free from all that. Tathapi. Now the second meaning. First meaning, you cannot meditate on him. Sarva yoga vinisritaha. He is free from all yogic meditative practices. You cannot get hold of him because he is free of qualities. Tathapi, even then, tat prasadataha. If he thinks, if the Atma thinks, if Ishvara thinks, when his prasada happens, when his grace happens, kaischit, somebody in this world, very rarely, one Mahatma, Sudurlabha, Dukkhena dharyate. Now he changes the meaning, Shankara. First, du means impossible. Second, du means dukkhena, with difficulty. With difficulty when there is Krishna Prasada. Kaischit tat prasadena dukkena dharyate hridaye. When janmantara sahasreshu, after thousands and thousands of birth, bhavana yogat, by constant bhavana, constant meditation, always thinking about the same vastu, same object, tasmat durdaraha. He is possible to hold with difficulty. Those are the two meanings. One, impossible to hold in dhyana. Second, after Janma Sahasras, maybe with his prasada. It is Durdaraha.
This came earlier.
Everything came earlier.
No, but the meaning was
Not this word.
Maha.
The Durdaraha is the first time.
No, Durdhara came. Mahabhuja or something. Mahabhuja Durdhara. It came.
Okay, so he says that in the Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter, 5th verse. The Bhagavad Gita, the first verse of the Bhagavad Gita starts with a question. Evam satata yuktaye bhaktat tvam paryupasate echa aksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vittamaha. Among the people who worship your saguna form and among the people who worship your nirguna form, who is better? There Krishna says, the person who is meditating on the nirguna is better. But because it is better, don't try it. Why? Shankara writes here, Klesho digata ras tesham. Because for people who are in the nirguna path, Kleshaha adhigataraha. The difficulty is more. Why? Avyakta asakta chetasam. Their chetas is gripping an unmanifest form. Totally dark and unmanifest. And you cannot grip it. The mind cannot grip it. Avyakta hi getir dukkham. And if you try to get hold of darkness or unmanifest, it always ends up in sadness, in suffering. Dehavad bhiravapyate. As long as you are embedded in this body consciousness, if you are conscious of the body, and then if you are trying to meditate on the unmanifest, nirguna, that will lead to suffering. So once you have understood that you are not the body by your buddhi, then it won't be difficult. That is why yoga vittamaha ke, who are the better? People who are able to concentrate on the avyakta are better because they are sannyasins. They have no other job than focusing on the avyakta. But that is very difficult. That is why he gives these two meanings by quoting this Gita. Durdaraha means one who is very hard to obtain in saguna meditation because he does not have uvadi, or one who is with very great difficulty after many thousands of birth able to be held with difficulty. That is what he is saying. Gedir dukkham. It will create a lot of pain. Pain in what sense? In the worldly sense. For him there is no pain actually, for the yogi. But in the worldly sense, it is a big pain to do that. So there is a meaning of Durdharaha.
So this Durdhara has come before Subhajo, Durdharo,
Vagmi, yeah.
Mahendro, Vasudo, Vasu.
Yeah.
Right. What did he
It's a
say there?
different meaning there.
What is it?
At that time it says one who holds up the universe. But
Which
that's
is
a difficult job to do.
Yeah, like Govardhanadharaha, or one who is holding on things which are impossible to hold, like the world. So there he gave a saguna meaning. Here he is giving a nirguna meaning. So this nirvishesha, Krishna who has no upadhi, is very hard to hold. That is why he quoted the Gita here, to tell that Krishna's own words. Krishna himself said that there is klesha, there is dukkham. That is why he is durdharaha. The du part comes from the Bhagavad Gita word kleshaha adigataraha. That is why it was quoted. Even that also is in the context of nirguna upasana. So entirely he is focusing on the nirguna upasana here. There Durdara was holding of the world as Ishvara. That is Saguna. Druptaha Durdaraha. Atha Aparajitaha. That's the last one. Jitaha means one who is won over.
Vanquished.
Yeah. Who is Jitaha now? Rahul Gandhi. He is won over. He is run over. At the same meaning, Parajitaha. Jitaha means when you are won over, naturally there is another person who is victorious. And that person is called Para. Para means enemy. Parajitaha means one who is won over by the enemy. And Vishnu is who? Aparajitaha. He is never won over by his enemies. The para does not get him. Atha aparajitaha. What are these para? What are these para?
Is this Atha here is a connection word or is
It is a for the sloka puranam, for filling the yak. It is a filler. It is to fill the sloka.
Atha.
That is, Shankara is ignoring it completely.
Yes.
He is not touching it. So it is just to fill the verse.
it makes the pronunciation wrong because of that.
Right.
Every time I read it as Atha Parajita.
Oh, Atha Aparajita.
Atha Aparajita it should be right.
Atha Aparajita. Yeah. It is not Ataha, it is Atha. Atha is an avyayam. Atha Aparajitaha. Atha Aparajitaha. So, Aparajitaha. So, who is the para here? Who is the enemy here? There are two kinds of enemies, outside and inside. The outside enemy is the neighbor. Who is Krishna's neighbor? Kamsa, Danavas. All the people who are circumambulating Vrindavan to get him. Putana, Shakatasura. They are all going around Vrindavanam. When to get him? So they are the paras, Danavas, who are the Bahya paras. And there are Antara paras. Who are the Antara paras? Raga Dibihi. Kama. Kama is the inner enemy. So the inner enemy Kama, the outer enemy Danava or Asura. By both he is not Jitaha. He is never won over, never conquered. Na Antarehi Ragadibihi, na Bahyehi Danavadibihi. Antaraha, internal, Ragadibihi, the desires, passion. Bahyaha Danavadibihi, the external Asuras, demons. Shatrubihi, who are his enemies. Na Parajitha, who is never conquered. Hence he is called Aparajitha. So this Aparajitha is also a qualification for you. You means the Jiva. That is the ideal Jiva, who is not conquered by Kama. That's why people never acknowledge. Everybody can see that they have a desire and they are suffering because of that. But they don't acknowledge it. They say, no, it is not a big deal, I can manage. Even till the last straw, they will be holding on to that hope. Because that hope really comes from this fact that the Atma can never be conquered. The Atma can really get over and self-correct itself. That is why they get this confidence. Atha Aparajitaha. The next one is Vishwamurtihi. This also has come. earlier. Yeah, as Vishwam. The very first word. Vishwam is Vishwamurti. There they said Vishwam means Vishwamurti. The entire Vishwam is his Murti. That's the meaning he gives here. Vishwam Murti Asya. Why? Why is the entire Murti is Vishwam? Entire Vishwam is his Murti. Why? Sarvatmakatvat. Because he is the Atma of everybody. How is he the Atma of everybody? Because he says that. Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. In all the kshetras, I am the one who is the kshetrajna, the knower of the field. He knows it. When to begin, when to end. What is vidya, what is avidya, everything he knows. Hence he is called as Sarvatma. Because he is Sarvatma, he is Vishwamurti. Sarva means Vishwam. So Vishwam actually mean Charam and Acharam. Charam means moving. Anything moving you can notice. With a microscope, you can notice everything. All moving things can be noticed. Because movement is a factor of being noticeable. Things are noticed because they move. And not everything moves. The space, that is Acharam. The space never moves. So there are two kinds of things in this world. One is movable, one is non-movable. The entire thing is Vishwam. Some you know, all that moves you can know. All that doesn't move, you cannot know. Air moves, so you can know it with your sparsha. But the space does not move, so you cannot know. The entire space you cannot know. But still that is his own Murti. Just because you don't know it, just because it doesn't move, move means enter your mind in knowledge. Move means to be part of your awareness. Just because you don't know it, in reference to you it is Acharam, it doesn't mean that it is not his Murti. It is his Murti. Murti means Shariram. Murti means what? Shariram. Murtam means Prithvi, Up, Tejo, Vayu and Akasham. This is called Murtam. The Bhutas, they are called Murtas. Murti is made of these Bhutas. What is Murti? Prithvi, Up, Tejaha, Vayu and Manas. Akasham is not Murtam. Why Akasham is not Murtam? Because anything that moves is Murtam. What is the definition of Murtam? That which moves is called a Murtam. And Akasham does not move. Yet Kriyavat Tad Murtam. That which has got action, that alone is Murtam. That which has got existence, Yet Bhutam. That which is Bhu, that which exists, that is called Bhutam. Akasha exists, but it does not move. But mind moves. Hence Prithvi, Up, Tejaha, Vayu, Manamsi, Murtani. Those who has a Murta is called a Murti. You are a Murti, you are Krishnamurti. Why you are Krishnamurti? Because you have got mind. You are great really because of this mind. And it can move anywhere it wants. There is no limit for the... That is why it is discovering this black holes. Sitting here, where is black hole? It can move there. That is why both Charam and Acharam. Charam means all the Murtas, the four Bhutas and the mind. Acharam means the fifth Bhuta, which is what? Akasham. And that is his Murti. So there is only one person who is called Akashamurti. That is Krishna. We are all just Murtis. But the fifth Bhuta is also his Murti. That is his speciality. That is why Shankara points that Vishwam Murtihi Asya Sarvatmakatvat. Sarva means both Murtam and Bhutam. Moving and non-moving.
Why is Dharti considered moving? I thought
Because it
Dharti
rotates,
is
no?
stable.
Dharti is stable because when you look, but when you go outside the Dharti, you can see it moving.
But from
The
that
earth moves.
perspective, everything is moving. Even Akasha is moving with the Dharti. I mean, if you look at it from
Akasha is not a, Akasha,
space is not moving, but Akasha.
space is Akasha.
That is Akasha.
Sky is not Akasha.
Space is Akasha.
So you're going with
No, yeah. Akasha means Avakasha. What is the meaning of Akasha? Avakasha. What is Avakasha? Space. Avakasha means opportunity,
Gap.
gap, opportunity. This phone needs an opportunity to sit. If it does not have that opportunity, that Avakasha, it cannot sit. The entire thing is somewhere because of Avakasha. If you are sitting there, I don't have an Avakasha there. So the entire universe sits on Akasha. And if Akasha is also moving, then what will happen? It's very hard. See, you are traveling in a plane. What happens if your seat is also moving? The plane is moving, okay. But what if your seat also moves? It will be like space travel probably. Hard to imagine. So Akasha does not move. Why Akasha does not move? Because Akasha is not a Murta. Akasha is not a Murtam. Murtam means what? Kriyavate. Murtam means that which has got action. Akasha does not have action. Akasha's job is just to provide space so that you can buy a plot in Mars. It enables you that. It provides you that opportunity. That is Akasha. So only Krishna can have that body. He can even have a body of Akasha. That's why he is called Chidambara. A person who has got sky as his cloth. Yeah. Digambara. That is Jain's Mahavir.
Chidambara is that Shiva.
Krishna is also Chidambara. Yeah. Who can say that? No. They are calling him Vishwamurti. Yeah. So a person who has the entire space as his. Yeah. Antastam yasya vishwam. Sura nara khaga go bhogi gandharva daityehi. The entire universe is inside him means what? He is the space. Then only the entire universe can be inside him. If he is outside this universe, that means he is space. So he is space body. In fact, he is space body because he is outside the space. As what? Consciousness. Space is possible only if there is awareness or consciousness. That is how he is becoming space, Bap of space. Space Janakaha. Yeah. So that is the meaning of Vishwamurti, Sarvatmakatvat. This Sarvam you should understand. Sarvam means everything. Everything means moving and non-moving. Murtam and Bhutam. The known and the unknown. Don't ignore the unknown. That is the problem. You have to take your time to know the unknown. That is why you are a human being. Don't think that you will know it later. Why do you want to postpone the unknown? Go and confront it. When should you know the unknown? If it is relevant to you. If it is your neighbor's unknown, you don't have to worry about it. But if it's your unknown, there is a challenge to your knowledge. You are ignorant because of that. That is why we have to light up. All unknown has to be known. And the first thing is to know it as unknown. Unless you know that calculus is unknown, you won't move towards calculus. So, knowing the unknown is also important. That is why he is charam and acharam. The moving and unmoving. Vididam and aviditam. They say it in the Upanishad. He is the known Viditam and aviditam. That is why he is Vishwamurti. Just because it is unknown, it doesn't mean that he does not envelop that. He does envelop the unknown as well. That is why he is Vishwamurti. Then Mahamurti. Shesha Paryanga Shayanaha Asya Mahati Murti. Mahati Murti means huge body. Where is this huge body? In Srirangam. Shankara must have visited that place. He's saying that Shesha Paryanga, there is a huge serpent called Adishesha, or in Thiruvananthapuram, Anantasayanam in Kerala. There are 3 doors in that Murti. First door you see Vishnu's face. He is called Ananta, endless. In the middle you see Navi. And then Shiva is also there. He is putting a flower on the top of Shiva's head. This is Shivalinga. So all the Trimurtis you see in Vishnu. And that Murti is very huge because that Murti is lying on a serpent which is huge. Why Shesha is huge? Because the entire universe is resting on Shesha. Adishesha carries this entire universe. That's what we say in our Hindu cosmology. The entire universe is standing on the head of Adishesha. That is why the earth is moving. The earth is moving because it is sitting on the head. When he sneezes, there is an earthquake. So because of this, he is Mahamurtihi. Because he is lying down, this is Saguna. A huge serpent called Adishesha. Hence he is called Mahamurtihi. Shesha Paryanga Shayi. Paryanga means bed. Paryanga means bed. Shayi means one who lies down. Shayanam Karoti. Where in Shesha, the serpent, Adishesha. Mahati Murti, huge form. That is why he is called Mahamurti. Third one is Diptamurti. So because he is made of this rock and obviously he is lying in a statue. So don't think that he is some inanimate object. Don't make that mistake. Because he is Mahamurti, like a Murti lying on a serpent, he is not unconscious. He is Diptamurti. His real Murti is Diptam. Diptam means what? Lightened up. Meaning Jnanam. Only Jnanam can light up. Jnanamayi Murtihi Yasya. Then why is he seen in this Murti of Srinathji or Murti of this Sheshashayi? Why does he get to this temple of Srirangam and lie there in that Murti? Svechaya. Out of his own desire. He wanted to do Anugraha for Rama. Rama, while visiting Sri Lanka, he stops by Srirangam and looks and worships Ranganatha. So he wanted to play that. He wanted to become Rama and worship himself. So he accepted this form by his own Icha. Svechaya Grihita Tejasvi Murtihi. Why it is Tejasvi? Because it attracts. Millions of people are attracted by that. They can't have enough of it. They repeatedly go and look at it. Because it is Tejasvi, Deeptavati. Tejasvi means that which attracts. So the first meaning is Jnanamayi. Don't be distracted by the physical attributes. The real form is Jnanam. That is his form. Or Svechaya, by his own Leela, by his own Icha, he has enclosed himself in that Murti of Ranganatha, of that Sheshashayi Murti. That is why he is called as Diptamurti.
Rameshwaram and Ranganatham, same place?
Ranganatham is in Trichinapalli. That is about 100 kilometers from Rameshwaram. So it's about another 6 hours journey by train. It takes a long time because you have to cross a ocean which is connected by a bridge, the Pamban Bridge. So the ships can go underneath, they can come up and then they can go like that. So because of that it takes a longer time, little longer. So that is the tip of the land. There India ends and then you have got Sri Lanka in about another 8 kilometers, 8 miles. 8 to 10 miles you have got Sri Lanka. So that Adams Bridge is right there in Rameshwaram, in Dhanishkodi. So Rameshwaram to Trichy is another 6 hours. So it is called Trichirapulli or Trishirapuri. Three gods are there. One is Ganapati, oldest temple, oldest rock, not the temple. The rock is the oldest rock in the world. By the testing they have, carbon testing they have figured out the age of that rock. In the top of that rock they have a temple of Ganesha. Then they have a temple of Shiva called Tiruvanai Kovil, where an elephant worships Shiva in Jalalinga, in the Kaveri waters. From the waters, this Shivalinga has risen. It's called Jalalingam. And the third one is Srirangam. And Srirangam is separated from the town by Kaveri on this side and Kollidam on the other side. So both sides there are water bodies, and in between it is in the island. So you have to travel by bridge from both sides. From Madras you have to travel from bridge. From Trichy you have to travel from bridge to reach Srirangam. Like 3-4 kilometers from Trichy city. So that is Ranganatha. Ranganatha is Vishnu lying down, like in Kshirasagara. Rameswara, it is the Shiva which Rama worshipped. And that is one of the Jyotirlingas. The only one in Tamil Nadu. The other one in Tamil Nadu is called as Mallikarjunam, Sri Shaila. So there are 3 Arjunas. The Madhya Arjuna is in Tiruvide Marudur. That is, Tiruvide Marudur is near Kumbakonam. There they have a Shivalinga. He is called Mahalinga. Mahalinga because Shiva himself came and showed him the pujari, the priest, the worship procedure. He showed the Maharshi, who consecrated it, how to worship himself. Then hence it is called Mahalinga. That is called Madhyarjunam. So the Purvarjunam is in Sri Shailam. That is one of the 12 Jyotirlingas. And this in Srirangam it is called Jalalingam, which is one of the Panja Mahalingas, Panjabhuta Sthalams. And again in Rameswaram you have got the Jyotirlingam. Like these are the 2 in South India, Andhra and Tamil Nadu. And Rameswaram is also one of the Char Dhams, the 4 corners. Shankaracharya established 4 places of learning. What is it? Places of learning. What I mean is places to Satre Bhojanam Mathe Nidra. Satre Bhojanam Mathe Nidra. Places of learning. So for Sringeri, Rameswaram is the place of worship. Every Shankaracharya has got a Murti, place of worship. For Sringeri Shankaracharya, Rameswaram, Ramanatha Swami is the lingam they worship. And Puri, of course, they have. Puri, Rameswaram, these are the Char Dham, Somnath and Badrinath. Somnath, Badrinath, Puri and Rameswaram. So, that is Deepta Murtihi. This Deepta Murti, as Sheshashai, out of his own Svecha, out of his own accord, he has taken this form in order to do Bhaktanugraha. Then in reality, does he have a Murti? What happens if the temple catches fire? The whole Murti can be destroyed. Then he says Amurtiman. He really does not have a Murti. So Murti means one who has Murtam or one who has a mind. Because all other 4 things you can ignore. What is the speciality of a Murta? Mind. Why? Because what is the speciality of a Bhuta? Akasham. All other Bhutams are okay. But the Mahabhutam is Akasham, which is the source of all other Bhutas, and it is also not a Murta. Similarly, among Murtas, the mind is the main Murta, because it is different from the Bhutas. So anybody who has got a mind is called a Murti. But he is different because our mind is karma nibandhana. Our mind moves because of our karma. Morning you ate a lot, so you are feeling sleepy now. So what was the sleep caused by? By your own karma. So any situation you are in is because of your mind. And that situation of the mind was created by your own action. That is why it is called Karma Nibandhana Murti. There is a difference between our Murti and Bhagavad Murti. Bhagavan also has Murti. That is called Deepta Murti, Mahamurti. You are not Mahamurti and Deepta Murti. Why? Because your Murti is Karma Nibandhana. It is under the control of your own karmas. Whereas Karma Nibandhana Murti na vidyate. He has a Murti, but it is not Karma Nibandhana. His Murti is out of his own Svecha. He desires to become Srinaji, he becomes it. Then he resolves it. That is the meaning of Amurtiman. So Amurtiman does not mean one who does not have Murti. One who does not have Murti, which is Karma Nibandhana. One who does not have Murti, which was enforced upon you because of your karma. You become a rat next birth. You study Vedanta all your life and become a little bit enlightened. You know that you are not the body. And you become a rat because you are in the rat race all your life. But still, whatever karma you did, it is not going to go anywhere. As a rat, you will become Ganapati's Vahana. What will you do? You will go and become an enlightened rat. You are not an ordinary rat. Every 4th day of Bhadrapada month, you will get puja. You will get all the Naivedyas. After Shiva Puja, they do Nandikeshwara Puja. So when you do Ganapati Puja, they do Rat Puja. And anybody who is going to have a computer is going to remember you. So that meaning what? You are going to be pushed by your karma. Your nibandhanam, your karma has to be exhausted by all these forms. But once knowledge comes in, you will be an enlightened tree. You will be a tree, but you won't be an ordinary tree. You will be an enlightened tree. That is why whoever is in this path of knowledge, they are not going to go back. Their mind is going to, it cannot forget it. It is like you have won it, you have won it. Your body can undergo changes because of it can get a cancer or whatever it gets because of its karma. But the mind does not get afflicted. That is why all these murtis are karma nibandhana, but Bhagavan's murti is amurtihi. Karma nibandhana na murtihi. This na has two meanings. Na means no or anyam. Akshatriya. He is not a Kshatriya. Meanings what? He is different from a Kshatriya. Like that. So amurti means he has a different kind of murti. What is the difference in your murti and his murti? Your murti is karma nibandhana. You get it because of your karma. He gets his murti because of his lila. Lila nibandhana murti, na karma nibandhana. That is why he is amurtiman. Karma nibandhana murti asya navidyate iti amurtiman. Dipta murti amurtiman. Then aneka murtihi. It is not only that he is amurtiman or he is not Dipta murti, he is aneka murti. He has many murtis. Like when he was with this gopikas, each gopika had a Krishna with him. He is aneka murtihi. Let's see what he says. Avatareshu. In the time of incarnations, the divine incarnation avataras, Swechaya, by his own volition, his own desire. We can say volition, right? Yeah. Lokanam upakarini bahvi murtihi bhajate. Bhajate means he attains. Bhajate means attains. What does he attain? Bahvihi murti. Nana prakara murti. Different kinds of forms. Why? Lokanam upakarini. In order to help the people. Lokaha means janam. Loka means people. So in order to help people, he takes many murtis. Iti aneka murtihi. That is why he is naika murti. That is why you cannot call he has only one form. He has many forms. So they call us polytheistic. Why? Because our God takes many forms. He is not polytheistic. He happens to have many murtis. That is all. He is only one. And he is the only one. There is nothing other than him. So it is not polytheism. We are not worshipping many murtis. We are worshipping one Ishvara who is kind enough to show himself up in any form you like him to have. You want to call him as Rishabhanath, he will come as a Rishabha. You want to call him as a young child, he will appear so. That is why he is Aneka Murtihi. It's not polytheistic. It is all encompassing Brahman. That is Aneka Murtihi.
That's the same as Naikarupo.
Naikarupaha. Aneka Rupaha. Naikarupa, Aneka Rupaha. Aneka Murtihi. Then next one is Avyaktaha. Okay, if it's Aneka Murti, then you can tell that first he was Matsya, then he was Kurma, then Varaha. First he was in the water, then he came out, he got bored in the water, and then came out as a amphibian, turtle, and came out in the land, and then he became a wild boar, then he became an axeman, then he became a lion man, then he became a dwarf man, then he became a complete man, then he became a divine man, and then he became an enlightened man. Like that you can keep on saying. So what is he really? He is Avyaktaha. Yadyapi Aneka Murtihi Asya. Though he has all this Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narahari, Vamana, Sridhara, and Buddha, Rama, and all. Yadyapi Aneka Murtihi Asya. Though he has Aneka Murtihi, Tathapi Idrisham Eva Saha. He is this kind. He is of this form. Iti Navyajyate. He doesn't make himself clear. Vyajyate means to make clear. So you can never be sure that which Murti he is. Iti Avyaktaha. That is why he is called Avyaktaha, unclear, unmanifest. Because you cannot nail him with that form. Hence he is called as, though he is Aneka Murtihi, he is Avyaktaha. Yadyapi Aneka Murtihi, tadapi Ayam Idrishaha Eva. This Krishna is this. He is always wearing the yellow silk. You cannot say that. He can change his form suddenly. Hence he is called as Avyaktaha. Then what? Shatamurtihi. Shatam means many or 100. Murtihi. So, Shatamurtihi means Vikalpajam Murtihi. Shatam means Vikalpam. What is Vikalpam? Vikalpam means Brahmam. Vikalpam means confusion. Because of confusion, the same Murti can appear as 100 of Murtis. You can think that Krishna means he is like as it is. He is only Krishna. He cannot be anything else. Krishna is just Supreme Personality of Godhead. He can create a lot of confusion in you and make you think that this is him. Out of your own confusion, because of your childishness, because of your Vikalpa, your own imagination. What is Vikalpa? Your own thought creation. You can superimpose those ideas on Krishna, on Vishnu, and say that this is him. That is the meaning of Shatamurti. Nana Vikalpajaha Murtayaha. Why? Because he is Samvid Akritihi. Samvid means awareness. Samvid means consciousness. He is just consciousness. He is, as himself, he is very good. But because you are superimposing, Krishna is the Supreme Personality. There is no one except him. If you don't worship him, you will go to hell. So you create a lot of your own ideas about him. He is not that. He is just pure awareness, pure consciousness, pure purity. But your Vikalpas can create this Shatamurti. Because of your understanding or wrong understanding of him, you can have 100 Murtis created on him. That's why when you begin, you see him as something. But slowly when he grows in your understanding, more clarity comes. Then you qualify him. Then you just update. You say Modi 2.0, 2.0. Krishna 3.0. Slowly the clarity of aspashtam drishtamatre. So he's kind of not sure what Krishna is. So you come up with a painting from Hare Rama Hare Krishna. So you think this is it. Then slowly when you learn, no, this doesn't look right. Then you go to another Murti. It's same Krishna. But with a more understanding, you get a better idea. Both are Vikalpas. Both are not truth. Because he is awareness. He is not changing his form. But your idea of him is progressing because of your understanding. That is why he is called Vikalpa. Vikalpa does not belong to consciousness. Vikalpa becomes is the quality of mind. What is the definition of mind? Sankalpa Vikalpatmakam Manaha. There should be a doubt and resolve. Sankalpa is resolve. Vikalpa is doubt. Should I go there or shouldn't I go? Should I sit or should I not? That is mind. And because of that nature of Vikalpa of mind, hundreds of murtis are created in the same Krishna, same Paramatma. That is why he is called as Shatamurti. Samvidakritehe, though he is in the nature of Akriti is consciousness, still Vikalpaja, because of your Vikalpas, your wrong understanding. Hundreds of murtis are created in him. That is why he is Shatakritihi.
So what is the difference then between Anekamurti and Shatamurti?
Okay. Anekamurti is he taking many murtis. Not one murti, many murtis. Shatamurti,
Avatar.
yeah, avatar.
Okay. And Shatamurti is our imposition.
Our imposition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shankara does not say your or mine, he just says out of imposition.
Yeah.
So he just wants to give a benefit of doubt that you are enlightened. He doesn't want to say anything there. Vikalpajaha murti, shatamurti. The murti which is born of doubt. So today he says, this is Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna. Tomorrow he says, no, it is Shivananda's Krishna. Then it is Chinmayananda's Krishna. Then you go on progressing. That is Shatamurti. Okay. Then the last one is Shatananaha. Shatananaha means one who has 100 faces. Why does he have 100 faces? Sahasra Shirisha Purushaha. This Purusha, this Ishvara Parameshwara, Krishna, is Sahasra Shirisha. He has thousands of faces. Shatananaha has many faces. Why? Because Vishwadi Murtitvad. He is the entire universe, right? So every face is his face. Every face is. That is why Vishwarupa, he shows one face of Hanuman, one face of Indra, one face of Vayu, one face of Varuna. Every face Arjuna could see is Krishna's face. That's why he is Shatananaha. Vishwadi Murti Uttam Yataha Adaha Shatananaha. Because each and every face in this universe is Krishna's face. Krishna is called as Shatananaha. So in the Shatamurti, you are superimposing your idea of him on him. So he will let you. Like when the child says, oh, my mom is a fool. She does not know anything. I am teaching her how to pronounce English. I'm her teacher actually. I know better than her. And English poets, they agree that child is the father of man. So I am better than her. So, and the mother allows that idea. So that kind of superimposition or vikalpa by the immature bhakta, because of that he is Shatamurti. But in Shatanana, he himself is the face. You can actually see him in all the faces. When you understand his concept, when you get Bhagavat Tattva Vijnanam, when you know who is Bhagavan, you know the entire face is his face. There is a difference between Shatananaha and Shatamurti.
I suppose my question also was.
Murti involves the mind.
Yeah.
Anana involves the physical form. The entire physical form is Krishna.
Yeah. So my question also was that whatever the maturity of the bhakta, when you have quoted in the past, yo, yam, yam, right?
Yeah.
That he will appear
That.
based on your understanding, based
Right.
on your adhikara.
Right.
So then Shatamurti and Anekamurti. Anekamurti is his volition. Shatamurti is how I envision him, right? So if I envision him as whatever,
Yeah.
as an elephant, I even envision God like that.
No, that's why you have got Shastra.
Yeah.
You have to, in Brahma Sutras,
Yeah.
they say the Upasanam has to be done according to the Shastra. That is why you need Guru. So why do you need Guru? Why do you need tradition? So that you can accept him and look at him traditionally. So you have got a backup. Otherwise you will become a Buddhist or a Sadguru. You will say some 7 years started it and I caught it and I'm giving it to you, shortcut. But if you have your own Guru, who has a Guru, and if you are not ashamed of it, you are not ashamed to cover it up. You can say, my Guru is Goda Subramanya Shastri. And his Guru is, you can name all the Gurus, at least 3 generations, 4 generations. And they all acknowledge Parameshwara. They all acknowledge Shruti Pramana. They all acknowledge Puranas and Smritis. According to that you worship. Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam, that is the whole idea of Vishnu Sahasranama. He is presenting you this 1032 Murtis. Which Murti is your Murti? First you date him. Start having a relationship with Bhagavan. That's why I'm telling from the beginning. Have a relationship with Bhagavan. Make Ishvara a reality in your life. Don't think it is somewhere in the book. Ishvara is tangible. I'm not saying go and talk to him. Should I buy an iPhone or a Samsung? You can consult your own mind. But don't go to Shastra for those things. For your mental health issues, you resolve it your own way. But when it comes to Upasana, when it comes to self-inquiry, when you want to know who you are, only Veda can provide you with that insights. Because you cannot go, you have to stop somewhere. You will not, that's what Brahma Sutra says. Tarkam tu apradishthanat. If a person who is better in argument comes, he can convince you. Then Sadguru Guru will be gone and another Guru will be in his place. Because he has better arguments. When Rajneesh was cooking up all these theories, people loved him. But in Parampara, Shankara never says, you worship me, I am the only way. You will go to hell if you don't worship me. Such words doesn't come. He is very humble. He is called Jagat Guru. But he is saying the entire Jagat is my Guru. I am learning from you guys. That's what he keeps saying. And it is true. He does not cook up a new theory. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmad Acharya Paryandam. Till my Guru, I have a connection to Ishvara. So that is the way you, that way it is like a backup. You have a backup that if you conceive Krishna with a peacock feather in the head, a yellow silk. Why Pidambara? Why not a blue jeans? Somebody had actually put a blue jeans in Vrindavana. Some Hare Rama Hare Krishna devotee. So, it is funny sometimes to do all that, but try to be traditional because you have a backup of the tradition to enhance your inquiry. And this tradition is not something inimical to all your questions. Only thing, they will encourage you to ask the right questions. Don't ask how many horns the crow has. You know something called crow, you know something called horn. Don't try to put it together. That's why the Upasana has to be Shastrika. So first read this scripture, Bhagavatam, Mahabharatam, and see what it is presenting to you. Then you will get Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam. What is Bhagavan? You know his Tattvam. And then that's why he is Shatamurti. You can actually graduate from one Murti to another Murti, and it is agreeable. He himself ready to call himself Shatamurti. He is agreeing to your Adhyasa. He is agreeing to all your Ajnanas. That is the meaning of Shataranaha. Yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha. He will come in all forms, means all those forms. If it is Shastrik, it is more streamlined. Otherwise, there won't be any end to this forming opinions. That's why he restricted everything to 6. Why did Shankaracharya has to say that 72 matas are wrong? Because there might have been a lot of Rajinishas and Sadgurus in his time. So he had to pick them up and say, no, this doesn't match with the tradition. Come debate and understand. Have clarity, think for yourself. That's all he is saying. This is not for one upmanship of Krishna or Rama. This is about Satyam Param Dhimahi. It's about meditation on the truth. And when you are meditation on the truth, naturally there will be untruth involved. That we have to negate by correct thinking. And for that correct thinking, you need Shastra Pramana. Well, if you are a Sadguru follower, your authority is who? Jaggi Foundation. That is your authority, right? So everybody has to have an authority. No, I don't want any Sadgurus. Then you are an American, right? Then your constitution is your authority. So nobody is going to live without an authority. They are saying, let Shruti, Smriti and Purana be your authority. That's what Shankara is saying. That's what all the Acharyas are saying. Make Shruti, Smriti and Puranas your authority. And those Shrutis and Smritis and Puranas are not under the custodianship of one Guru. No pop is there, no mullah is there to excommunicate you in this study. It is your own journey of understanding yourself. Hence, that is how you should pick up these murtis. Of course, if you pick up a murti which is not in this, you will be led here eventually. Eventually, you will be led to this. Krishna himself had to go to that Sandipini. He went that as though Leelaya, playfully, just to show that is the correct way to do. So, if a person is not traditional, you have to move away from it. That is the teaching. Swasti prajabhyah parivalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha go brahmanebhyah shubhamasti nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve shantu niramaya sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschit Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.